Hello, sir.
Hey, stranger. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Good. I missed you.
Aw, I bet you say that to all your podcast hosts.
No, just you. The other ones I really don't care about.
So this is a bit strange because I'm actually recording this in my kitchen.
ISMI. Kitchen show.
Kitchen show. Yeah. So welcome to Baking with BJ here at Raging Nerd. No, I'm home completely by myself right now. My parents have the kids. Monica is flying back from Colorado, so it's just like I was sitting in the kitchen and I was like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna record this podcast here." So
nice. It's nice, right?
And obviously, I'm in my underwear because that's what a grown man does when he's home by himself.
I still have family around, so I can't put my underwear on yet. Oh wait, I said I can't put my underwear on yet, so I'm just sitting here with my dick out in front of my family. Is that what I'm saying?
Well, how else do you mix cake batter? I mean, I don't know what else to tell you. That's
with your wiener.
Yeah, it's a special added touch in every piece of bakery, every baked good that you create.
Yeah. No, there's no pancakes aren't great unless you're choking on a pube.
Oh man, that's disgusting.
Yes. Hi, Jackie. She's right next to me, just shaking her head.
Oh man, so I wanna jump right into Wonder Woman because I've been dying to talk about this movie for some time. And the last time we spoke, you hadn't seen it. I had seen it, and I was like holding back from just yelling a bunch of obscenities to you, like what you did to me when we watched Suicide Squad.
Yeah. Oh man, I went to a barbecue today, and I was allowed a certain amount to drink, and Jackie kept going, "You have to count these things, and you have to tell me the count, or else you're gonna have Suicide Squad all over again." So,
thank you, Jackie.
All day, just Suicide Squad being thrown into my face. I'm like, okay. I am 2 under my allotted amount.
I like that you're like so much a child that you had to be like, well, I only have this allowance, and I can't go out, guys. I already used up all my beer coupons.
But I didn't spend it all. I didn't spend all the coupons. So oh god, I'm a garbage human being. Fuck, I'm almost 36. Anyway.
Wonder Woman!
Did you see it? You should see it. Go see it.
Yes, I already saw it. Please stop yelling at me.
Did you see it?
So yeah, I not only saw
it's amazing.
It's incredible. It's an absolutely incredible movie. There any issues I had are so small and just did not affect the movie at all. It's like a solid 2.5 hour movie, but riveting from the beginning to end. Never felt
Was it
long.
really? Because I could have sat there for another 2.5 hours. At the pace that movie went, I did not feel it being 2.5 hours. I really didn't.
I think this movie sets the bar for what a superhero origin movie should be now.
For everybody, not just DC and Warner Brothers. For everybody,
yeah.
Like this is my favorite hero movie. Like as much as Captain America is like, I'm gonna be a friggin' hero, like Wonder Woman is like, no, I'm gonna be a friggin' hero.
Oh, you call yourself a hero? Hold my beer, all right? Just fucking wait a minute.
Oh man. I've never seen Captain America just run at a battalion of Nazis by himself. Wonder Woman did that shit.
Well, not Nazis yet. This is World War I.
Come on, they're Nazis. I'm sorry, baby Nazis. I'm sorry. Okay, they haven't figured out the word Nazi.
They haven't evolved to their next form yet. Yeah, they're
getting there.
Yeah, they're the Pichu of the Nazis. Yeah, if
they got their own Paul Ryan shopping around different buzzwords like, hey, what do you guys think about Nazis in a couple of years? Oh, okay. We'll go with that. We're going to finish out this war and we'll see how it goes.
If Nazis are Pikachu, these villains were Pichu, the pre-evolved version of them.
Well, that's adorable. What are you still playing Pokemon Go?
No,
Enough, man.
I gave up on that, but I just wanted to say the words, if Nazis were Pikachu. So that might be the title
think that's
of the show.
The title of the episode. I think we got the title already. We're 5 minutes deep.
But what I think, I would put this on par, if not above, probably above, your Iron Man and Captain America in terms of origin story. Like, those to me were like perfect superhero origin stories, and then this just blew it out of the water.
Yeah, it really did. I think it blows any Marvel origin story out of the water. It really did. I mean, it goes without saying, it blows any DCEU movie out of the water.
Without a doubt.
Honestly, I'm counting the Nolan trilogy.
I would agree with that. Like, I think if I went back and rewatched some of the Nolan stuff and be like, it's a little heavy-handed. But
at this point, I only go back and watch The Dark Knight on a fairly regular basis. I don't go back to Begins. I don't go back to Rises anymore. But I watch The Dark Knight a few times a year. I don't care what you say, man. That movie holds up.
Yeah, there's just chunks of it that are like, yeah, that could have probably been trimmed down or made a little bit more sensical. But and look, in any case, like what I'm almost disappointed by is how the entire DC cinematic universe isn't built off of this movie. This was their Iron Man. That's what this was.
This is exactly what I wanted to talk to you about. Like, if this movie was first,
oh my god,
the DCEU would be a much different universe and probably would be much better movies, right?
Way better.
We wouldn't have had a Batman versus Superman. We would have had a much better Man of Steel. We would have had a Man of Steel 2. We probably would have had an Aquaman movie by now. We would have had a really great standalone Batman movie to contrast these fun superhero movies that should have come after Wonder Woman, which should have came first.
Yeah, and I think that kind of points out the main problem that the DC cinematic universe has had is that they tried to do too much too soon. Like, all right, you had Man of Steel, and then like afterwards they said, oh, well, why don't we just build the entire cinematic universe on Man of Steel? It seems like that was an afterthought. But now, and then they did Batman versus Superman, and then Suicide Squad, and it's just like, just stop.
Like,
take a deep breath. Figure out what you want to do.
Like, when you think of DC, period, if you think of the Justice League, you immediately think of the Trinity first. Yeah. Superman, but then Batman versus Superman right away, and let's just throw in Wonder Woman and see if it sticks. You guys want to hear a fun soundtrack? Here's Suicide Squad after Batman. This is our third movie, guys.
This would be like if Marvel made Iron Man and then the very next movie did Civil War.
Yeah, God damn it. I mean, we've talked about this a billion times in past podcasts. Like, their timeline was stupid. They made mistakes. The people who run Warner Brothers and DC films are morons. But at least Patty Jenkins is hopefully spearheading the rest of the universe.
We can only hope that it's just like, maybe we take this away from Zack Snyder and just give this to a smart woman instead.
Yeah. Who for some reason is still not officially signed on to direct the sequel. Just the sequel to the biggest grossing DC movie of all time.
Is it? Is it the biggest grossing right now?
Yeah, it's beaten everything.
I know it had like a great opening. I didn't realize it was like that big. I know it had the of all the superhero movies, I think it had the lowest drop in second week.
Yeah, people.
I think it's got good word of mouth. That's why.
Yeah. Even in the face of Cars 3, it still made a ton of friggin' money that weekend.
Yeah, but I mean, look, it's a fucking Cars 3. Like, it's not
right.
That's a different movie.
Cars 3 ain't PG-13.
Yeah. The only thing I had any real issues with were the fucking Christ pose that pops up like in every fucking DC cinematic universe movie.
Yeah.
Someone's gotta like fall into
every
Christ
time.
pose.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, we get it. They're heroes. They're sacrificing stuff, but like tone it down a notch, okay? That fucking bothers me.
not everybody's Christ.
Yeah.
Pick one guy who's Christ. Guess what? That's Superman, guys.
They fucking did that. That was like one of the first fucking things they did. And like I remember seeing
in the first movie.
In the first movie, I remember seeing that in the theater and just like audibly groaning of like, ugh. Come on, really?
Well, I mean,
that on the nose with it.
That Christ pose is fine when you make a good movie.
Yeah. And when you do it
that
once,
earns the Christ pose.
When you do it once, but like they did it in BVS DOJ. I feel like Harley Quinn did it in Suicide Squad.
She did.
It's just like, all right, not everyone needs to do that. It's like it's.
Oh
again,
no, it wasn't Harley Quinn. It was the Joker.
Was it? Oh,
it was
even worse.
Freaking Jared Dang Leto who did it. I can't curse yet because I'm not positive if my family is gone. I think they're gone.
Sounds like gosh darn problem.
I'm just gonna gold dang freaking. I'm just gonna Yosemite Sam this entire episode if that's all right. Razzing fragging rabbits.
But I also actually someone pointed out that this was I think the first one that Jeff Johns is kind of like leading the charge with as in his new role as whatever big muckety muck he is over at DC now. I guess
there's a billion people taking credit for this movie, and I don't know who to give the fucking credit to.
I mean, I would say start at Patty Jenkins and
start at Patty Jenkins. Patty Jenkins 100% deserves all the credit because I don't believe Jeff Johns made this movie, and I don't believe Zack Snyder really came up with the story for this. Yeah, I just don't believe it.
I mean, maybe to the extent of like we're going to make a Wonder Woman
on
movie.
YouTube the other day. I do not believe for a second that Zack Snyder made a women-led superhero movie.
Just to the extent of like we're going to make a movie with Wonder Woman in it. Story by like you're welcome.
Yeah. Michael Bay puts more into his story than not that that's great, but I'm pretty sure Michael Bay works more on the stories for his Transformers movies than Zack Snyder does for anything he's not directing.
Yeah, I think, but and actually, now that I think about it, the Steve Trevor's like team, that like group, that handful of people. What did fan. What did they really do?
Nothing. They're just a broke-ass Howling Commandos, and they're never going to be as cool as the Howling Commandos, so I didn't give a fuck about those guys. Apparently my family's gone, so I can say fuck now.
Fuck shit. What I think the purpose was probably to just further show the horrors of war, where like, all right, this guy's suffering from PTSD, and this guy is...
Okay,
but like, we had that. We had a ton of that.
And I liked that, and they moved away from it, and when they did go back to it, it was nice and short, and it was kind of sweet, right? Like, I liked Charlie just because there was some kind of... It wasn't treated as like an afterthought. It didn't feel like an afterthought. Maybe it was an afterthought script-wise, but it's like, hey, we already lined this up. We better throw in a line and treat this guy nice.
Yeah. Like, but I also think they could also show the effect that Wonder Woman has on these jaded, broken individuals.
And they didn't. They were already like, they were already gung ho, right? Mm-hmm. Like the only thing that the only character development as far as what you're saying, I feel, is the no man's land part when they were like, oh, okay, I guess we are doing this. Yeah. and that wasn't enough. Like that whole little team. I appreciated them being there because it's stupid if just Steve Trevor and Wonder Woman go against a bunch of not Nazis, but it's just they weren't developed, and I didn't miss it because I really just wanted to focus on Steve and Wonder Woman, but it was glaring at how much they were just. Here's some guys in the movie.
Yeah, it's like, are you happy, Alamo Drafthouse protesters? You fucking assholes. Here's a couple of dudes.
Yeah, a couple of dudes. That movie is mostly dudes. The first 20 minutes has women in it, and then the rest of the movie is just dicks. Fucking Chris Pine is holding his dick on screen.
And like the only nudity in the Wonder Woman movie is Chris Pine awkwardly holding his own dick.
Yeah, that cracked me up. I laughed so hard.
The humor in this was really good. It was well done. It wasn't like too wacky. Like they could have gone they could have really leaned into it to make it more about isn't it crazy? She's a fish out of water. She doesn't know what ice cream is. Oh, waka waka.
I loved it. I loved that they put the ice cream line in. That was awesome. That was a fun, great nod to comics fans. She said it twice in two different universes.
Wonder Woman loves
great.
Wonder Woman loves ice cream, dude. Like
she loves ice cream, and she is friggin' floored by the idea of ice cream. like I remember being a kid. I don't remember being a kid and first trying ice cream, but like I would imagine my mind not being that blown to the point where like you should be really proud of yourself, street vendor who didn't go to school and is now selling ice cream on a dirty, rainy street corner. Wonder Woman's a nice lady. Wonder Woman's a nicer lady than I am a lady.
yeah, that's accurate. But I think, the whole character, the interaction between her and Steve Trevor, there were so many opportunities for this to be like over the top or just like not really gel, like not get the essence
a distracting
of the
love story.
Yeah, they could have shoehorned that in, but whereas like how they handled it was more respectful, I guess I could say. And not totally forced. I do feel like it was still like, well, we got to have love interest. Ladies are going to come and see this, so we got to have some love interest in here. And like
Jackie, I think Jackie, me and Jackie had not an argument. It's not like we were like, fuck you, this is what I think. But like Jackie was at odds with the love story part, and I think she's leaning. I think you guys are in the same camp. With it was just. Well, it's a superhero movie. Someone's got to try to fuck it at some point, right? I took it as, okay, she has never seen a dick before, and
but they got over that though. Eventually. Yes,
and also in the theater of war,
hold on. I would argue against that because they had that whole conversation on the boat where she's like, oh yeah, I know what sex is. I know what you're doing. You're not necessary aside from procreation. Like, so they made sure to put that in, so it's not like, what do you got down there, Steve-O? Whip it out. Let me see what I can do with this thing.
In the theater of war, if you are partnered up with, like, the greatest possible human-like being you're ever going to see, the night before a mission, you realize you're probably going to die in. Like, you're going to try to bang. And it wasn't like a big love story. Like,
no, it wasn't like music swells.
As much as I love Captain America: The First Avenger, like, there was too much hammering, like, Peggy and Steve, and there wasn't Diana and Steve in this. It was just like, okay, we just did the unthinkable because this woman led us to do the unthinkable, and like this guy's probably gonna die tomorrow, and she is probably curious, like what's a dick like? I don't know how to say this without being offensive, but like I was fine with it, and after they had sex, it wasn't really addressed anymore.
No, it wasn't like a big thing. It wasn't like she came out afterwards like, oh hey Steve. Great seeing you last night.
Yeah, there's no I love you. There's no but I can't live without you. And I like that. It was just like, let's get back to war.
Because holy shit, that was you know what? You know it's funny. No, the one speaking of war, in Ares, pretty fucking crazy ass villain for this. I mean, granted, it's like Wonder Woman's like main villain, but. The fact that it's Remus Lupin from the
fact that he has a goddamn mustache in the armor.
Not only in the armor, but the scene where they show him like when he's first defeated and he's like stricken down to earth, and he looks up and you have like somehow big buff Remus Lupin looking up there in his fucking armor, and he has the mustache. Like really, like
in the beginning, I did not notice the mustache.
No, not in the beginning when he was like. Spouting all this exposition and shit. There was the shot where he's like explaining what happened to him, and he's like, "Oh, I was struck down, blah blah blah." And then they show this one shot of him looking up at the sky, and he's got the fucking mustache, and it's like, really? Like, do you need the mustache? Like, I don't think that like the Greek god of war is going to be sporting a fucking mustache. Especially not
I can't be within 500 feet of a school grounds mustache. Come on, man. You're the God of War. At least get a good 70s detective / porn mustache.
This was very much like, hey, I have this van here. It happens to be full of candy. P.S. I'm the God of War.
It was very much I have to knock on the door of every house in this neighborhood mustache. Like, scratch the mustache, guys. Come on. Yeah. It was fine when he was just a British guy, but when he's in the armor, he does not need the mustache.
The disguise is over. It's not like he's just like, I really
took away any intimidating effect for me.
Yes, that was the effect. That was the problem that I had with it. It was just like, oh, he's still rocking that mustache, huh? I'm like, I get it. It's like the 1910s or something like that, and mustaches were in back then, but like,
sure. But not in a godly suit of war armor.
No.
You know how stupid I am? We talked about this when he was first announced as Ares, and we knew who was playing Ares. When he first popped up, I was like, oh, hey, the fucking guy from Van Helsing. And I forgot completely that he was supposed to be Ares.
So did I.
At the end, I was like, oh, shit, that guy's
Ares. Yeah, it wasn't like the older guy from Fringe who was Ares like they thought.
Oh, God. Wow. You know what? Here's the thing about Danny Houston. Every time Danny Houston is announced in a movie, I'm like, oh, cool, Danny Houston. And every time I see Danny Houston in a movie, I'm like, ugh, holy shit, Danny Houston's terrible. Oh, man, wow. Danny Houston is hot fucking garbage in this movie.
That's the guy from Fringe that I just mentioned?
No, it's not the guy from Fringe. It's the guy from X-Men Origins. Wolverine. It's Stryker from the Wolverine Origins.
Oh, I could have sworn it was the guy. Like, you know what I'm talking about? That like the dad
you're thinking of a good actor. I'm talking about Danny Houston. who looks so much like John Noble.
That's him. John Noble, who I was thinking it was. So that's not the same guy. All right, didn't know. I watched that whole movie going like, wow, this guy from Fringe is like huffing paint fumes and getting all souped up about shit.
No, this understudy from Fringe is still stinking up superhero movies 10 years after he bombed in a terrible superhero movie. Oh man, the villains in this movie.
Well, wait.
You know what? Actually, I really loved Dr. Poison.
I liked her a lot. Yeah, because I think
that character is so dumb.
I like that they didn't go into her origin. I like that they didn't go in there and say like, well, why is she Dr. Poison? Oh, she was bitten by a radioactive poison bottle once, and now she holds it
poison bottle.
She holds it. She holds all pharmacies to blame for horrible scars. Like, no, just like there's so many like horrible like dumb bullshit they could have done with that. And they're like, nah, it was like, nah, she's just fucked up and crazy, and really
cool. Really, that mask.
The mask was really creepy.
Awesome.
It was so creepy.
So awesome. It moved great. Mm-hmm. Her acting was great. Her makeup effects after the mask was taken off was rad as shit. Like Aaron Eckhart Two-Face rad as shit. Like, that's the kind of gross scarring I want to see in a PG-13 movie. I love gross scars. Holy shit, Danny Houston was the most ham-fisted dude I've ever seen him be in his entire ham-fisted superhero movie career. He was that part where he's talking to like the high council of not Nazis in that bunker, and they're like, no, we are going to do something else. And he's like, okay, well, here's my doctor with the poisons bombs. I think I'm doing a much different accent than German.
Have you ever seen a German person?
No, not a person. No. I've only seen them in apparently Swedish comedic sketches.
Well, yeah,
I am in German.
that scene you're talking to was like a little too like Snidely Whiplash for me, even with Dr. Poison, because like they throw like the poison jar in there and one gas mask, and then they're like wringing their hands and like, we're going to kill everyone.
They lock the door, and the cool villain of the movie is like, but the gas mask won't work. My accent work is really atrocious. And then Danny Hughes is like, but they don't know that. Like, come on, guys. What? Like Patty Jenkins, you. This whole movie is beautiful and wonderful and so natural. Why did you let them get away with the?
I mean, I know that Warner Brothers owns Looney Tunes too, but like, you didn't have to shoehorn in fucking like Wile E. Coyote there at the end.
Yeah,
like,
come on, General Dusseldorf and Dr. Poison played by Bugs Bunny and fucking Daffy Duck for 6 seconds in the movie. They're gonna die. Fucking assholes.
And that's like the only time they're like that. If just because otherwise, Dr. Poison is very cold, calculated. You know, she doesn't like loose or cool at all. But then all of a sudden,
she's kind of scary.
Yeah, and it works so well with the mask. But then she fucking lets loose that one time where it's like,
she cracked up. She was like, these dead people that I work for.
But yeah, from beginning to, and I think I mentioned it the last time we spoke, that I fully expect Wonder Woman to be front and center in all
for the rest of the DCU.
Well, not only for all the DCU, but like in every marketing material we see for the Justice League, which comes out later this year. Which was kind of weird to see a trailer for a movie starring the character that we're about to see before seeing that movie. Yeah, you know, it was like, oh, like, I guess, yeah, all right, she's still there. All right, so we're going to see her in a little while.
It's just another example of they're a mess and they don't know what they're doing.
Yeah. So that I fully expect her to just be front and center with everything that we see coming out of Justice League now. Like, they're going to recut that trailer to be, like, Wonder Woman focused.
Yes, absolutely. And I expect all the reshoots for the movie that were done immediately after opening weekend are just putting more Wonder Woman in it. Yeah. Because that's the only character worth caring about in any of your 3 movies.
Four.
Prior to Wonder Woman?
Yeah, 3 beforehand. Yeah. So it's amazing that it's like, you know, I think we said before that we were cautiously optimistic for this movie. It's like, I don't want to hate these movies. It's just that, like, you know, it's past fool me once, fool me twice here. Like, you made 3 movies that were not good, and this is how you're launching your entire shared universe. So, like, everything is built on the backs of these movies, and they're horrible. So now it's like, all right, you're gonna have like you had a mulligan or 2. That's fine, but to have all 3 of them be like that. But then you finally get it right.
Exponentially worse than the thing that came before it. Like not even just we made one good movie, then we made a okay movie, and then we made a movie. Like they just made movies that were 100% worse than the movie that came before it.
Yeah, and yet this comes out and is just great from beginning to end. Like everything about it works so well. They just got not only the essence of the character, but superheroes in general, what makes a hero. Like all these things just worked really, really well. Yeah. And this is what a superhero movie should be.
Like I mean, it's comparable to Captain America because like from second 1 of the movie, like I'm going to be a hero.
Yeah.
But it starts off with this adorable little girl who is amazing.
I was fucking tearing up seeing that. Of like
she was great.
Like, I was like, oh well, now I'm gonna be crying in this fucking movie of this little girl who's like, I'm gonna be a hero. I'm gonna fight with the Amazons. I'm like, yes, you will. You're gonna be so great.
Yeah. Fucking A. Of course you are. You're like, I believe this kid is going to be the best hero ever.
Yeah. Suck it, Superman.
Suck it, Superman. Like I mean, everybody like. I hear a lot of comparisons to like Christopher Reeve. Like this is the new Christopher Reeve Superman. I'm like, honestly, guys, please go back to those movies.
give them another look.
Without your rose-colored glasses. Yeah. It doesn't hold the fuck up. I enjoy those movies too. Please.
The bar was
Christopher Reeves.
The bar was so low during that time period.
Well, the bar was nothing. Yeah. There was nothing before it that was worth mentioning at all. Like, I mean, great. Your green screen work was great in the 70s. Fucking come on. Yeah. This is the bar.
Yeah.
For everybody now. Wonder Woman is the bar for everybody. Story wise, like hero wise, it's an incredible hero story. Like, there's no other comic book movie where there's like, I am going to be a hero now when I'm 6. And this is the first minute that you're in the movie. And everybody who tells her that you can't do that. God damn it. When she goes in that Parliament meeting and everyone's like, a woman. And she's like, what the fuck's wrong with you assholes? Like,
listen, you hoity-toity fucks.
Yeah. You British idiots.
That's something I'm glad they didn't do. They did it in such a way that shows you how stupid people were back then, but weren't like banging it over your head with it, you know?
They really did.
Like, isn't it crazy? Women talk like this, men talk like this. Like, it wasn't like that at all.
They didn't, and they like, I don't know, it was not hammered home, but like it was just. Diana is going to be this strong woman who has been raised by only strong women on this island that has lived for way longer than any of you dumb fucks. And she's just like, what's your problem? Like, here's the plan. You guys are dipshits. And then they're still like, this is not going to work. Mustache. But she was amazing. The fish out of water stuff, you're right. It wasn't like
it was handled delicately.
They tried it with Captain America, and like they only got like 2 or 3 jokes out of the entire fucking last 10 years of movies with it. But they like put a lot of fish out of water jokes in this movie, and it was never hokey.
No,
like it was always endearing to watch her be like, I'm not from here. You should do this. I can't fight in this fucking dress. Ice cream's awesome.
See, I think that this is gonna. I don't know how dumb this is gonna sound, but I think that speaks to the talents, perhaps, of a female director, versus a male director, because guys are dumb, and what will happen is like, oh, you like this? They're like children. Like, oh, you like this? Yeah. I'm gonna do it a million times now. Especially, Marvel has a tendency to do that, especially on the comic side, but. It's just like
Joss Whedon himself has a tendency to do that shit.
So it's like here's this thing over and over again. Oh, okay, fish out of water. It's we're gonna just keep doing that until we run that joke into the ground. Like, what the fuck? Like, you don't have to do that. And
like Iron Man. Like any Iron Man joke.
They did it just right. Just the right amount of mix with, and not only that, but like that works with the level of action that's in the movie, the drama, the romance. Like, it's just the right mixture that it all comes together so well.
Yeah. Dude, it's not a secret that I cry in movies all the time, but like the hardest I've ever cried in a movie that wasn't like dad shit in Guardians of the Galaxy 2 was the second that No Man's Land starts.
Yeah, it's
holy shit!
It's
so my
just
favorite sequence in any movie.
So
wow!
Good. Like
that was the perfect I'm a hero now moment in any superhero movie. But like all these guys who have every right to be like, we can't do anything. We have to leave. We cannot help these people. We're on a mission, which is their job. They are right to do that. But this fucking lady is like, no.
Fuck that.
You motherfucking follow me now. It was amazing.
Yeah.
No Man's Land. And like in a very, very extended action sequence. And it just gets better and better and better.
And I love that. Like, you knew
people
it was coming.
revel in her being a hero. Yeah. They're thankful for her being a hero instead of all this Marvel shit where it's like, oh, but you broke my thing and my kid died. But like this whole village is like, holy shit, we have been living in terror for a year. Like, thank you so much, one lady, and I guess you other guys.
I'm sure you helped too. Thank you. But I think that moment was just such, like, you knew that something like that was coming. I mean, hell, that was in the fucking trailer, so that wasn't crazy. But
but it was still like
it was coming, and it was just so like that. The payoff was so earned. it was just like so worth it and fucking amazing.
It just looked cool in the trailers. Like there was no context in the trailer. Like, okay, this is going to be a cool action sequence. But then when you get to it, it's like, fuck, wow, this one woman is going to win every war for us from now on.
Yeah. Well, that's actually a good point. So it's like, all right, she kills Ares. She, she's like, all right, we're gonna stop war now. Batman vs Superman set in the present day. The Justice League presumably also set in the present day. What has she been doing for the past like 80 years? I mean, did she prevent World War II by her actions?
Right? That's that. I have a problem with this too. I don't know what they're gonna do. Yeah. I just hope that it's like, well, I killed Ares, and these fucking assholes are still assholes. You know what? I'm gonna duck out. Fuck these guys for a century, and then when one chisel-jawed old-ass man in a flying rat costume comes my way, I'll jump back in.
Yeah,
I don't know. This is why they should have started with Wonder Woman.
Yes.
Right?
You're right.
They could have built off of this and have Wonder Woman 2 set in like World War II or the Vietnam War. Or,
that would be fucking crazy.
In something where like she works with Earth and whatever government she feels like aligning with.
Oh, that's another thing. Did you see the bullshit? Did we talk about this about Fox News being like, oh, she's not American enough? Like she's not.
Oh yeah, hold on a second.
Love you. Have fun. Tell everybody I said hi. Good luck, Baloo.
Now my family's gone. Now my dick's out. So yeah, she's not American enough, which we've talked about before. I feel like we talked about that. She's not American, period, guys. She's not American.
So
just because she was drawn with fucking
stars and stripes,
white stars and blue panties and a red fucking titty holder, she's not American.
Titty holder?
Did not remember the word for bra. Sorry. Yeah, I did. I'm not good with words. I don't always have. I might have the best words. I'm just not the most appropriate words. Titty holders, guys.
All right, so
send your letters to
RichieNerdOn@gmail.com
or whatever.
Gmail. Come on, Hotmail.
Gmail.
What are we, monsters?
I don't know.
What?
I don't hear anything.
So, I love. I mean, look, I love. I think we talked about this. I think the movie was fucking great. There were tears in the. You could people audibly crying in the theater. My wife being one of them. Like. It was great. It was amazing. Like I'm so glad though, like that the response to this has been overly positive. Like I haven't heard anyone talk any real shit about it. Like even the stuff that I've been talking, it's not talking shit of just like little things that are like, oh, wonder why they did that. Like,
these are movie making flaws. Yeah. It's just flaws in the film. It's not like. Women, we're not fedora lording all over this movie. There are some issues with filmmaking, as is there in every single movie. There's no such thing as a perfect movie, except Civil War. That movie is fucking perfect. Our review stands. And no, I agree. It felt important, and it's probably not, but. I hope it's important for little kids. Yeah. That's what I want from this movie. Because it's kind of a hard PG-13, right? There are bloody stumps. Like this is a pretty decent war movie for a PG-13 superhero flick, right? Yeah. There are atrocities of war in this, and it's kind of hard to look at.
Yeah, and that's what World War I was. Like that was not
it was
a good
gross
war.
And terrible. Yeah. Fucking 20 million people dead. It's a good war movie, and it's probably not for like. We're on the fence on showing our 8-year-old.
That's what I was just going to ask you if you took Esme or if you were going to.
We weren't, and she also, I think I've told you, she expressed no interest in seeing it. She wants to dress as Wonder Woman now for Halloween, and then we got mad at her. Which told us, like, you didn't see the movie, you don't read the books. So we might, once it comes out on digital, we might show her at least most of the movie, not the war shit. Like we're gonna fast forward
just
bloody stumps and shit.
Show her the beginning, like the whole bit with like everything up until they leave the Themyscira. Like that's all awesome.
Yeah.
Can we talk for a minute about how awesome
she's not allowed to dress
is?
as Wonder Woman until she at least embraces something of Wonder Woman. Like I've given her so many books, I've given her posters, I've given her toys. She doesn't give a shit. But because her friends now love Wonder Woman, she wants to be Wonder Woman. I think that's what it is.
Yeah, and I think that's what the beautiful thing is about this. It's like it's so like it is empowering for women, and it's like here's like you guys got one. Like great. And I want you to have so many more because if women can get
so
out
far
of
it's only been
movies,
Ghostbusters and Wonder Woman, and that's not enough for kids right now. It's not.
So
Justice
shows,
League needs to be Wonder Woman featuring the Justice League.
Yeah, Wonder Woman also starring just like if it was Gilligan's Island, it would have just been Wonder Woman and the rest. Like that's the end of it. Because no one cares. Like, I mean, I watched that trailer, the trailer for Justice League. I'm like, all right, that's fine. Like, it looks fine. Like, it looks like a fucking crazy balls out action movie, and that's it. And that's kind of all right. Like, I don't know what the fuck you're fighting or why, but I guess we'll find that out.
Yeah.
But
Steppenwolf and Parademons. I don't give a fuck about Steppenwolf.
You gotta set up something big. Like, but look, if the DC Cinematic Universe is going at this like, light speed approach to like, oh, we got to get to the point where like Marvel is with the Infinity War and stuff, and put them all together. Like,
you better take the focus off of Batman.
Yeah, because he's not going to get there.
And put it where it truly belongs, because you only have one hero in your entire fucking stable of movies right now, and it is the best hero in any superhero movie, hands down. Counting Captain America.
Actually, no. Hold on. Let's talk about some of that other stuff for a second, because
I want to talk about the American thing too.
The American thing. What American thing?
When you were saying,
I thought we talked about that last time though.
No, not really. No? Like not after we both saw the movie.
Oh, no. Okay. Yeah,
but like her being not American enough, bullshit. Just like, she is the most American fucking hero we've ever seen in film. She embodies every fucking American ideal when we were in these terrible, terrible wars. And even way before that, when we were a fledgling country, like like freedom, motherfuckers, and peace. That was what was this country was founded on, the ideals of peace and freedom, and she embodied that shit the entire movie. You have an American hero. Don't fucking say she's not American enough. You're not American enough, you idiots.
Did you see this tweet from Patty Jenkins that was about like it was a collection of stuff that a kindergarten teacher had sent out about like these are things that have happened within a week of the movie opening?
No, I didn't.
It's fucking beautiful. It's all these things like it's like a boy who was obsessed with Iron Man told me he asked his parents for a new Wonder Woman lunchbox.
Fucking A, kid.
This girl had her parents revamp her Beauty and the Beast party in 3 days because she simply had to have a Wonder Woman party. It's like,
right choice.
It's all these like awesome little things. Here, 7 girls playing together during recess on Tuesday, saying that since they all wanted to be Wonder Woman, they had agreed to be Amazons and not fight, but work together to defeat evil. Like, it's fucking beautiful.
A.
That is
fucking A,
beautiful.
Man.
So it's that's the kind of stuff that now like. Girls didn't have that with Iron Man or Captain America or Thor or any of the others. It's like, yeah, sure, they may watch it and dig it, but they don't see themselves on the screen, and this movie does that, and that's why it's doubly important. And
it does it all the way, too. All the way. Like, it never lets up.
Like, Steve Trevor isn't like a bumbling idiot, you know? Like, they could have played it. Again, it goes back to like all the mistakes they could have made, and they avoided all of them, like so deftly and just accurately to steer this ship in making it so fucking spot on and making it a great film.
Yeah.
And, like there's again so many just dumb movie cliche pratfalls that could have gone on this movie. And
every single character is inspired by her.
Yeah.
Which is, I'm like, the character has been very important to me my entire life, and I'm just a fucking asshole guy. Like, if that movie resonated this strongly with me, as far as her inspiring every single heroic act in every other character who has no right to be a real hero in this movie, because one's a spy, one's a sniper, one's a fucking liar, one's a bad actor who just got hired because he's an Indian guy. Like, the movie's perfect because of Patty Jenkins and her treating the character correctly, which the character of Wonder Woman is supposed to be inspiring and is supposed to be
that's what
better
Superman
than everyone else, and
that's what Superman is supposed to be.
Yeah, and she's a better Superman than Superman is now.
and that's what it almost, like, look, she was one of the very few good things about Batman versus Superman, but in looking at that performance and that movie after the film, her own starring movie came out, they did her a disservice hard.
Oh yeah, like crazy.
She should be so much in there, because she literally just thrown in at the end and be like, oh yeah, also Wonder Woman's here. Like, they could have used that so much better and had that sign of hope and like empowerment through there.
Well, they didn't know. Thank God for Patty Jenkins, because none of them knew what they had on their hands in Gal Gadot or the character. They had no idea. Zack Snyder deserves no fucking credit for this movie, I promise you. He can't write for women characters whatsoever. If anyone's giving him actual credit for this movie, they're 100% mistaken. Look at his entire filmography and name one halfway decent female character in any of them.
Yeah, you're not wrong, unfortunately. Now, and what I also want to point out is, like, look, we've given Warner Brothers and DC a lot of shit. But
deservedly.
Hats off to them for making this movie the first female thing before Marvel. Marvel's like a dozen plus fucking movies in, and they haven't made a movie starring a female lead.
Not even a Black Widow movie.
Yeah. No Black Widow.
not
Black
even
Widow's
like a
and
short.
Everything. Yeah, they have
great.
Captain
Agent
Marvel
Carter.
coming.
Nobody fucking watched that movie except for Jackie.
Yeah, they have Captain Marvel coming, and there are certainly women in all the movies, but like nothing anywhere close to this. And I mean, I'm trying to think right now, like, who would be Marvel's Wonder Woman? Like, they don't have a female character of
it's
that caliber.
It's going to be Captain Marvel.
It's going to have to be Captain Marvel. Like, they have to put Captain Marvel in that position and get her there. Like, unfortunately, as much as I love Black Widow in the movies, that's not her. Like, she doesn't inspire that hope.
No, she's a cool Russo brothers spy flick, but she's not a hero.
No.
Like,
so
she's not a hero on this caliber. She's not going to lead an entire new phase of anything, you know. And if they employ half of what Patty Jenkins did for this movie in Captain Marvel, then holy shit, Captain Marvel is going to be fucking amazing forever.
Yeah, so
I loved it. Incredible movie.
I think. Look, and what's also amazing is we're doing pretty fucking great for nerd movies this year.
The whole year.
Every one of them I've been really satisfied with. I mean, Lego Batman,
from Lego Batman on, man.
Lego Batman, Logan, Guardians of the Galaxy 2, Fast 8, like, and now this, like. Yeah, I'm including Fast 8 in it because
I know. I know. You're right too. That movie's fucking rad as shit.
I heard someone point out, it's like towards the end where it's like, oh no, don't let Gal Gadot go near an airplane, an airfield like that, like, because that's how she died in the Fast and the Furious movie.
Please, like Wonder Woman's scared of planes. Stop.
Yeah, no
She's
invisible
Wonder Woman now,
no invisible jet in this
not
one.
Just some awesome human lady.
No invisible jet. So, well, I guess we wouldn't have known if there was an invisible jet, but.
I really expected an invisible jet joke, and I'm so glad it didn't happen.
Or something. Yeah. Again, they could have done it. They could have been like, invisible jet. Isn't that crazy? No.
They didn't treat this movie like an asshole in the least.
Yeah. Now, if Marvel had made it, had made it, she would have been flying around in a fucking. She would have been parking it, and then what happened was she would have parked it, and then she would have walked out and pressed the little button on the remote and went boop boop, and locked it. That's what would have happened.
And then had her period.
Yeah. And she would have thrown the keys to Stan Lee, who would have been knocked over by the sheer force of one key because he's a frail husk of a human being.
Story by Zack Snyder.
But yeah, I mean, anything else you want to say about Wonder Woman?
No, well, yes, but we should talk about other stuff. I love it. I can talk about it forever. I have not been able to talk about it because no one I talk to on a regular basis has fucking seen it yet.
Really?
Inexplicably.
I mean, Monica and I talked about it, and that was about it. I mean, we saw the movie, we talked about it afterwards extensively, and yeah, like it's definitely made an impression on all of us. So I'm glad that we were able to talk. And like that's the main thing that I took away from it is how awesome of a superhero origin movie it is. It is just really spot on, really well done, really well made there. But,
it's my favorite origin movie. Yeah, it's my favorite hero movie. I can't wait to see it again.
How would you rank it in terms of the other movies I mentioned that came out this year? Is this at the top now?
No. It's my God. This fucking year's tough, man. It's really tough.
How do you compare this to like Lego Batman and Logan? You know, like and Guardians 2. Like they're all really fucking good.
I think Logan is better at being art.
And a movie.
This was just my favorite superhero movie. You know, but Logan. I think Logan is my favorite movie of the year still. Logan was fucking. That was something else.
Yeah, Whereas I think Wonder Woman is like an ideal superhero origin, Logan stretches the boundaries for what a superhero movie could be.
I mean, he also that was a culmination of 17 years of one guy trying to let people direct him into a decent story, and someone finally fucking got it right, and it was a perfect send off. Like there was too much going for and against Logan, you know, and I don't like nobody expected a DCEU movie to be good anyway, so it was a pleasant.
That's the other thing. Like the bar was so low for this that if it was halfway decent, it would have been a huge success in our eyes. So to see this, it's like, oh, okay. Like not only was it like better than mediocre and better than all the other shitty movies that came out before it, but it's just a great movie. Yeah.
If Wonder Woman was Iron Man 2 as far as DCEU goes, it would have been the best DC movie. But Logan has still transcended everything for me this year. It really has. Not to take anything away from Wonder Woman, but that movie against all odds was perfect.
All right, so real quick before we've talked at length about Wonder Woman, but Adam West died, and I want to make sure we cover this. Now, at this point, it's old news, but we didn't get a chance to talk about it yet, and that's a real bummer. Like, I feel like no one like loved doing what he was doing and embraced that kind of nerd culture. Even despite the fact that he was like pigeonholed and ostracized from Hollywood for a while because of his role as Batman, as much as he did. And he was always just like a smile on his face. I don't know of any like times where he was like mean or like to anyone or angry or even at anybody. He was always just like this really awesome guy. And it's a real bummer that he's out there. He's gone because like he was. We look back on that Batman and it's cheesy and corny and stuff, but that was fucking Batman. Like that brought Batman to such a huge audience, and people cemented him as such a like pop culture icon that it's cheesy and fun, but it's still part of Batman's legacy.
Yeah.
Yes. And I want to share this one thing that I found on Twitter about him. there was like all these things were coming out, like interviews and stuff that he had done, and someone posted this quote from him.
Orgy thing.
Yeah, the orgy thing. Yeah. So they asked him, "What is your favorite memory of Frank Gorshin?" And he said, "I think one of my favorite." I'm reading this verbatim now. Well, I think one of my favorite memories is that Frank and I were invited to a party one night, and we decided to go, a Hollywood party we didn't know anything about. We were kind of laughing and having a few beers, and said, "Let's go over there." We walked in, and it was an orgy. So I immediately went into the Batman character, and Frank went into the Riddler character because we were getting the big giggles. It was so funny to us what we walked into, and we were kicked out. We were expelled from the orgy. He's confronted with this, and instead of going like, "Yeah, let's fuck, man," like he's like,
"No, we're just gonna dick Riddler around as Batman and the Riddler until we annoy everybody who's trying to fuck enough to kick us out."
That's awesome. That's Adam West. So, yeah, man.
I was hurt. I don't really give that much of a shit when celebrities die because I don't fucking know them. Like that's somebody else's strategy, right? But when Carrie Fisher died, I cried that day, and I was at work, and Jackie texted me, and I heard the text go off, and I was super busy, and when I got a second, I'm like, all right, what the fuck what is it? And she was like, Adam West died. No. What? And
Get out.
Just I didn't believe it for a second, but immediately I started welling up, and I started Googling and shit and trying to figure out if it's a hoax, but he fucking died. And Adam West is the reason why I like Batman to begin with. Probably for most people my age, that is their first Batman. It's on TV. It's a bright and colorful show. Shut the fuck up, kid, and watch pow and zam and kablam and shit for half an hour. And I just, I was enthralled, and it was fucking stupid and goofy, but I didn't know any better at that age. But that was the introduction for Batman for me, and it's still the reason why I love the absolute worst Batman movie. I love Batman and Robin because of Adam West. That is an Adam West movie. Mm-hmm. And I mean, you said it. The guy was always nice. He was nice to everyone. He didn't think he deserved any acclaim, but he made fun of it, and he was gracious about the acclaim he was given. And it took him too long to be put back into projects again. And he's a very, very excellent actor. If you go back to those fucking shows and watch it as it was supposed to be watched, he is a great fucking actor. He is playing every comedic moment perfectly as a straight man who understands what comedy is supposed to be. And I don't know, I was heartbroken. That's my Batman. I didn't grow up on Kevin Conroy. I grew up on Adam West, and man, that hurt. It sucked. That was a big. It's weird as I get older, and celebrities I actually like age a lot.
Yeah.
Fuck. Batman's dead. Batman's dead. That's that. I didn't read it as Batman. I didn't read it as Adam West died. I read it as fucking Batman died.
Yeah.
And it sounds stupid, and it sounds unimportant, and I'm not his family, but as a fan, and I'm sure many, many fans probably feel the same way, it was a huge fucking blow. Fuck cancer, by the way.
Yeah.
Relax, cancer.
Yeah.
The guy's fucking 88. You
can't just let this one go.
I almost said something terrible, like target a 20-year-old Justin Bieber. leave people alone, Cancer. Fucking leave Batman alone at the end of his goddamn life, for fuck's sakes. He would have lived for a little while longer, and we would have gotten a couple more animated performances of him. You know, I'm glad he I mean, it seems caustic to say, but I'm glad he finished his last animated movie. But fuck, it sucks that he's not in the world.
Yeah, you know, you bring up a good point though, in terms of like, well, like the people that we watched as children and, you know, grew up loving are as we get older, they're way older than us and are going to start dying. Like for me, that first one was Harold Ramis, and then Carrie Fisher, and now Adam West, and it's like I'm trying to think now, like, of who the next person that I mean, Stan Lee.
I was just gonna say, like, the safe dime is on Stan Lee, but like that motherfucker continues to live.
He made some sort of deal with the devil. That's what Excelsior really means. It's just
Dormammu, I've come to bargain. Dormammu, I've come to bargain. I can't do Stan Lee. Never mind.
So yeah, I think like when Mark Hamill kicks it, when Bill Murray goes, like, those are going to be really
like true rough. Childhood heroes are starting to you know
you're really fucking old to die. Like it happens.
Live on this terrible fucking planet that never could possibly treat them as well as they should have been treated. Batman's dead.
Yeah, man.
It sucks.
Yeah. So, if you haven't already, I would really, really recommend listening to the most recent episode of Hollywood Babylon.
I did, and I bawled my fucking eyes out of work.
It's the episode that was for June 10th. It's episode 281. Ralph Garman, one of the hosts of that show, was really close to Adam West. He was key. Yeah. He was integral in getting him the star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. And he gives like an extended kind of like eulogy to him, and it is fucking beautiful and really touching. And yeah, you will cry about it.
Very extended and very emotional, and Vio is terrible. Yeah.
Yeah, it's rough. So yeah, it's worth listening. It's in the middle of the episode, but like it's really, really worth listening to.
It's wonderful. Yeah. It's a really heartfelt, it's a truly wonderful eulogy for the guy.
So, yeah, I think it's not a funny note we're leaving this episode on, but it's fart, shit, balls. Okay, that's it. What was that? What was the line that Dr. Poison and the other guy were doing?
They're fighting now.
They're going to fight over the gas mask, and he will do nothing.
Fucking idiots! I'm a German. That's my German.
There we go. So
I'm German.
Yeah, folks. All right, that's it then for this episode of Raging Nerd On. As always, if you want to send us a note, do so at ragingnerdon@gmail.com or at ragingnerdonpod. And that's that. But and obviously usual iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, what have you. Subscribe, review us. That would be helpful. Does something to appease somebody. It makes us feel good though. But that's it then for this episode of Raging Nerd On. I am James Ferguson.
BJ Booth.
Good night, everybody. Nerd on. I thought you were going to say, I'm a German!
No, I'm still sad about the Adam West.